Noong ako'y maliit pa, at maliit pa ako talaga, Reza, no? Noong ako'y nasa eskwelahan pa, noong ako'y bata pa, ang pinakamahalagang mga subject ay English, math, science. At kapag magaling ka sa mga bagay nito, lalo na sa math, sigurado makatatapos ka with honors.
Right. Actually, ganyan din po experience ko, Bishop, lalo as a student ng Science High School. Kaya naman ang mga students na hindi naturally gifted ng skills in math or science ay nahihirapang mag-cope. But recently, we see the rise of progressive schools in the country with an advocacy in teaching children based on multiple intelligences.
At napakaganda niyan. At magandang pag-usapan yan. Kaya't abangan ninyo ang panayam kasama ang Directress ng Nest School for Whole Child Development sa ating What's Brewing.
And we will listen to the stories of a teacher from a progressive school. Ano nga bang kaibahan nito sa traditional classroom setting ng mga schools? Alamin natin yan sa Espresso Self.
At usaping edukasyon pa rin, this time mental health and coping mechanisms ng mga estudyante naman ang tatalakayin sa ating Health Talks at huwag niyong palalampasin yan.
Kaya't interesting and relevant discussions await you today, so don't change that channel. Ako po si Reza Abante-Yebra.
At ako naman si Bishop Ruben Abante. Join us and let's have good talk over good coffee. Welcome to the Lighthouse Cafe.
And Reza, I'm so excited sa ating episode ngayon. Dito tayo sa Nest School dito sa Quezon City kung saan I feel 15 years younger Reza dahil sa setup natin.
Correct. So ito pong school na to, Nest School for Whole Child Development, is led by none other than teacher Tina Zamora.
Yes.
So ayan, siya po ang ating guest for today and she's an expert in family life and child development. Specialist with a background in UP Diliman where she took her masters.
Correct.
So basically, ang pag-uusapan po natin ngayon, Teacher Tina, ay tungkol sa multiple intelligence. Ano po ba itong konsepto na to and, you know, how is it relevant for us na mga parents in terms of teaching our kids?
Okay. So Howard Gardner is the proponent of multiple intelligence. He's one of a lot of educators that are more progressive in terms of believing that education should be child-centered. Not school-centered, not teacher-centered, but child-centered. Meaning you have to understand and get to know each of your students. So if you're a parent, you have to get to know, if you have if you have plenty of children, you will get to know each and every child. And he believes that every child is smart. Not the usual way we rate someone who's smart, which is the report card or grades sa school, etc. He says that every child is smart depending on their strengths. So there are children who are very good in drawing, there are children who are musically inclined, and they're still smart. Even if, for example, they are not getting that much, that high a grade in school, every child should be considered smart.
Right, it's like saying that every child has a gift, may strength.
That's
siya,
true.
Definitely. But it's a matter of, I think, identifying, finding,
That's right,
discovering
that's right.
that
And if you
intelligence.
are in tune with your children or with your students, you will know the strength of your child. And you have to make that grow kasi spiritual gift yun eh.
Yep.
So you have to encourage them to use that talent either to be a blessing to other people or to make them also feel confident because that's what they're good at. Yeah.
Sige.
Actually, magandang mindset yun, ano? Kasi ngayon po, syempre, negatively, maraming mga, even dito sa Pilipinas, ano, talagang binibase nila yung talino ng mga bata sa cards, diba? Sa mga grades nila.
It's very report card based.
Right. So,
Sa
halimbawa,
jiwa.
kung hindi magaling sa mga
sa
tulad
jiwa.
ko. Ayan, di ba? Parang, in the
Doon ka na
end,
na-judge.
yeah, tapos yung bata din, di ba?
And if you
malulungkot,
notice,
madidiscourage.
all the very famous and successful people right now did not finish college. Because their intelligence hindi kayang i-contain in a classroom. And it's a very traditional classroom. So if you're a very creative person, let's say you're Steve Jobs or you're Bill Gates and you want to create something that's not yet existing, mahirap in a very
na.
traditional classroom.
So parang more out of the box.
Yeah, and they continued on to become to recreate everything that we're using right now, diba? So that's what Howard Gardner espouses.
Okay. Siguro maganda, Reza, Teacher Tina, isa-isayin natin briefly
Okay.
yung bawat intelligence or bawat smart. Let's start with your favorite, Reza, yung logical or
Hindi
mathematical?
ko masyado favorite yun.
Okay.
Smart mathematical.
Yeah.
Favorite ko yun.
Wow.
Okay. But, kasi ang smarts naman pwedeng halo-halo.
Yes, yes.
Ako, tingin ko, kaya rin ako mathematical smart. Kasi visually smart din ako. So, I look at a math problem visually. I don't compute it with numbers. I try to imagine, parang statistics, di ba? So,
Which is your course?
Yeah, which is your course
Yeah,
talaga.
from UP.
Very good at statistics. Because with statistics, you can imagine it eh.
Yeah,
Diba?
and
Diba?
yung mga probabilities,
and when I
yeah.
explain it to my classmates, they always say, because I'm the favorite of my statistics professor, and he says, when I try to explain my homework to my classmates, they don't get it because they're not visual. Diba? When they approach statistics, they do something else, which is okay as long as they have the same answer. Because math is math; it's finite. Diba? So yun, numbers, if you're good with numbers, if you're good with patterns, if you're good with... Kasi math is not just numbers, it's patterns.
Is problem solving part of it?
Problems, that's more logic.
More logic,
Yeah, so math 1 in UP is more logic than numbers. It's still math, diba? So yun, there are children who are smart in that. Diba?
And then meron ding word smart. Ito favorite ko na talaga. Linguistics.
Linguistics, yeah.
Okay. So, magaling ka magsalit. You're eloquent, diba?
So,
Or
is it
you read well, you read
verbal?
very well, diba? Your vocabulary is
Communication,
very
yeah.
vast. Madali kang intindi ng
comprehend ng-
reading comprehension. Yeah. So, yun, that's linguistics.
Isa pang favorite ko, Reza, music, di ba? Or
Music.
musical.
Yun ang
Okay,
favorite mo?
musical.
Hindi, joke lang.
Favorite ko, hindi niya ako favorite.
Pareho pa tayo.
Diba?
Teacher Tina, oh.
Gusto ko siya, pero ayaw niya ako. Ganun talaga. Yun ang
Ako, I
hugot-
think bibigay
yun ang
na siya.
hugot ko dun. There are children, especially for the young kids. That's the reason why preschool classes always have songs. Because kids love it when you teach them through song. That's how they understand. And a lot of them have very nice voices. They know their pitch, their tone, everything. So yun ang hirap kasi sa school, parang extracurricular activity lang ang music eh. Diba?
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of educators right now want it to be in the main curriculum. Because you can't really be good at all the subjects and then you're extracurricular. Doon ka magaling tapos hindi yun yung number 1.
Exactly.
Tsaka parang gift talaga siya, no? Innate yung...
Oo! Kunwari kami, wala kaming ganun gift. Imagine mo, paano kami i-degrade, di ba, sa music?
And to some extent, I think na penalize pa yung ibang students because it's extracurricular nga.
Yes, and if you, di ba, when
more.
I was speaking to one of the parents who is a very famous guitarist with a very famous band, and I said, so you were encouraged when you were young? No, I had to hide my guitar. because my parents would say, walang pera dyan.
Yeah.
So stop that. Stop playing the guitar. And buti na lang she didn't stop.
And then meron din pong body smart. Yung
Yes.
Okay,
aesthetic.
they're very good in sports. Basketball players.
Parang hand-eye coordination.
Yeah. No, at saka
Physically,
it's so unfair that basketball players are expected to have high grades in the university. But that's not what they're good at. That's not what that's why they play basketball. Diba? So I'm sad when a lot of schools say you can't play because you didn't reach the quota. Diba? Of grades. And that's what he's good at. And then you're going to remove him from that.
I see your
Diba?
point.
See? So, kung dun siya magaling, sana yun ang lagi mong pagawa sa kanya. Kasi yun yung confidence level niya.
I see.
Diba? All our traditional schools, it's the fact that it's called traditional dates back to how many years na ito na lang ng ito yung
The
tinuturo. Diba?
expectations.
Yeah. Iba na yung panahon, pero yun pa rin yung tinuturo natin.
If I may ask po, no, kasi you mentioned andun yung confidence na tao, pag andun talaga yung skill niya.
Yeah.
Would you say na kung halimbawang dun sila na hone in that particular skill or aspect, it will become a passion for them in the long run?
Yes. And it will make them feel successful, confident. You know, marami tayong mga kabataan ngayon that goes through depression. And it's one of the main reasons is that because they don't have an outlet for something they're good at. And they're forced to go to school every day.
It's a valid point.
Feeling very bad because they're graded with something that they're not good at. We can help them with their weaknesses, but we need to highlight their strengths.
Next, Gabby, ano pa bukod sa...
Of course, meron din tayong ito. I think pupunta tayo sa medyo malalalim intindihin at first, di ba? Like, one is the interpersonal.
Interpersonal. That's my favorite. That's my favorite. Because in every child, for example, there are different domains of a child. So a child has a physical domain. So dapat naglalakad siya, nakakatakbo, di ba? They crawl first and then they run. And then they have a domain with speech, di ba? Yun yung sinasabi nila, dun sila magaling, di ba? And then there are kids that are very good with people. And that's why they come to preschool, they socialize with other children. And for me, that's the most important skill. Because you can't teach that.
Yeah.
You can just encourage it. You put them in a class, di ba? Encourage them with activities. But right now, with the graduates that we have, it's the most important skill. How well do you work with a group?
Exactly.
Because you have very intelligent coworkers and you don't want to work with them. Because they don't know how to get along socially. So for me, even if you're not very good in school, but you work very well in a group, you can also succeed very well in life.
And to that point, Teacher Tina, I've seen some actual examples of students who are really good in school, but when they started to work, I think they
or they're very good in school, they're very good in high school, they enter UP, regular person lang pala ako. Hindi pala ako special kasi lahat kami matalino dito
Pero
diba?
ang ganda ng point no? Kasi actually, lalo sa corporate world, I mean, it's more of being a team player and learning how to work well with others.
That's true. I think in any field, even in teaching, when you're in the faculty room with other teachers, you're so stressed with your kids, and if you don't know how to work well with your office mates or schoolmates, then it's very hard to go to school every day.
Correct.
So you have a person who's marunong siyang to bring people together. You know? So,
ayan, yun naman pong nature smart or naturalistic.
hindi ako yun. Yung mahilig pumunta ng mountain climbing, hindi ko siya strength.
Appreciate
Diba?
that.
Appreciate them. Yeah. I can be, I have a lot of activities in a day, doesn't have to involve the outdoors. But nature is very good for young children. First, they get vitamins from the sun, etc. They get very tactile, the soil, the sand outside. That's why we have a very big playground. It cannot be converted into a classroom because it's a very important place in the learning of the children. It's very tactile to them. They socialize also with that. So, they're one with nature.
Actually, yun yung parang kulang sa mga traditional schools, Medyo kulang po na
Actually, tinatanggal na nga nila yung recess
Other than field trip, I think yun lang po yung time nila na lumalabas
Right.
Pero the rest of the day, parang 7 hours or more, they're inside the classroom.
And sometimes attention deficit disorder is overdiagnosed. It's really just because they're cooped up in a classroom and you need to bring them out.
Especially we cover na yung intra-personal.
Hindi pa. Yun yung last actually. Self-smart. Ano pong ibig sabihin?
Self-smart. From preschool pa lang, we want them to be independent, self-sufficient, meaning they can do things on their own. They're not dependent on their parents too much. So we encourage the parents that even when they're young, they have to brush their teeth. Here, they're rarely helped. So the parents always ask us, bakit dito nagtutoothbrush siya? Sabi ko, kasi wala naman siyang choice dito. She sees her classmates doing it. So in the house, don't think she can't do it because she can. She can do it in the classroom. So we encourage them na from the gate, sila na yung may hawak ng bag nila, hindi si Yaya or si Mommy. So they bring their own bags. There are children talaga who are feisty enough they're very confident with themselves, diba? And ang kailangan mo lang i-win doon, overconfident naman. Dapat marunong rin siyang makisama sa ibang bata. Diba? Kasi syempre, ang preschooler, sa kanya umiikot ang mundo And then suddenly, papasok mo siya sa classroom na madami na kaming stars dito, diba? So she needs to know how to work well with other people.
I think that's a beautiful point, Reza, Teacher Tina, in terms of, yes, we identify the strength, but at the same time, we also treat it holistically.
Yes. And how you are in your family, in your school, in your society? Are you a blessing to those groups that you belong in?
Good. Yan, nakakatawa. Kasi kanina sinasabi ng teacher sila, ako yan. You can easily identify with the smarts, with the intelligence. I wanted to ask, is this concept of multiple intelligence something fairly new? Kasi I remember back in grade school, may mga test din kaming pinapagawa. And to me,
anong area?
it sounded like, kaya rin
Si Howard Gardner, when I read his book, it was just in the 90s. He just identified the smarts.
Okay.
But I think for the longest time, we know that every child is unique and every child has a strength. It's just that in society, the word smart is just about school.
Yeah.
If you have high grades in school. And then now the word smart can be a dozen things or hundreds of things that you're good at. So, hindi siya bago, na-identify lang siya recently. But at least right now, a lot of schools are acknowledging the fact that it's not just about the report card.
Yeah.
So they have qualitative report cards. Aside from the report card, they give you a narrative report. So it's not all numeric. The parent-teacher conferences are more qualitative, meaning they really talk about what your child is doing in school, etc.
So, paano po, siguro let's use that as a segue sa pagpasok niyo ng mga progressive schools. Ano? Paano naman po na-integrate yung ganyang concept in terms of, yun nga, sa
well, progressive education, it's also been here for a very long time, since the 1940s. But as I said, education is societal. So, I think now the Philippines is ready to be progressive, no? Unlike before. But all our parents, the parents of the children who come here, all come from traditional schools pa, diba? So, it's a paradigm shift for them. They enter the school, they think, oh, this is a fun school, but then later on, your traditional leanings, bakit konti lang yung homework nila? Bakit wala sila halos libro, inuuwi, diba? So, kasi yun ang alam nilang school, diba? Bakit excited silang pumasok kahit umabagyo? Diba? Pag bumabagyo, gusto namin makancel ang klase. Diba? Bakit laro lang sila ng laro? Diba? So, it's an old concept, but the paradigm shift is still there because, of course, all families come from traditional schools. What's nice with families now is that the progressive students are entering college or have already graduated. And they see the benefits of coming from a progressive school. They know how to work well with people. They know their strengths and weaknesses. They play on their strengths. They work on their weaknesses. They know that the report card is not the end all and be all of your life. You know, you don't have to graduate cum laude, etc. To be successful in life. Yun naiintindihan na ngayon yun. That it's not just about the report card.
Teacher Tina, for our viewers, in simple terms, how would you describe progressive school? Why exactly is it called progressive?
It's called a progressive school because, first of all, it's child-centered. That's why we have very few kids in a class because we want to get to know every child.
Typically, how many?
In the grade school, there's like 16 to a class.
Wow.
Yeah. In the preschool, it's around 12 to a class. So we know them, we know the family. It's family-based, meaning that's why my course is Family Life and Child Development because I believe you can't reach your goal with your student if you don't know their parents because you have to work together. Diba? Progressive is also experiential, meaning even if we have the same DepEd Ed curriculum, we teach it in a very different way. Something that they can understand. It's not just teaching it to them. Then that's going to be teacher-centered. But really understanding how are they going to understand this. So if I'm teaching, sensitive ba kayo sa martial law? If I'm teaching martial law, it's a fact, diba? If I'm teaching martial law for Araling Panlipunan, there was a time that minartial law ng teacher yung classroom. So ang objective way of doing it, not for political reasons, an objective way of doing it is may curfew. So, ibig sabihin, at this time, finished or not finished, you have to pass your paper. Mga ganon. So, naintindihan nila. They got to know, okay, that was the experience. Or, So let's veer away from martial law. Let's say I'm talking about this just happened yesterday. We were talking about the reproductive system for grade 5. Syempre nahihiya yung mga co-ed reproductive system na. Diba? We needed to have a sex education talk with them, Bible-based, Christian values, that sex is a gift from God, etc. It was a very enriching talk that we do every year when the reproductive system is being taught, hand in hand with science, that we also need to explain to them why the reproductive system was created in our bodies by the Lord. So, ang ganda ng kinalabasan. May mga bata na nagtanong na hindi naman nila matatanong yan. And we always tell them, we're here to inform you because we don't want you getting bad information from the internet, from friends, diba? We want to tell it to you because nung bata tayo, you don't talk about sex with your teacher. It's a very taboo topic, diba? So we explain to them that it's a gift from God, for married people to reproduce, etc. And it was an eye-opener for the grade 5 and 6, imagine. So they're that young or they're that old, because I think that's already old for me to know about it. They got to know Adam and Eve, what was the purpose for Adam, what was the purpose for Eve, how they got together, etc. What was the purpose of the Lord for them. And they know already that, okay, magbibinata at magdadalaga na kami. Ito dapat ang path na gagawin namin.
Galing, ano? So, hindi lang talaga siya memorization.
It's not just, this is your reproductive organ, this is your, tas itetest mo lang yan. It's really how, progressive education, if I summarize it in one sentence, it's really how they connect the material to their lives. How I learn, how does it, kasi sometimes what you're learning, it's not connected to your life, your statistics. Sometimes, it's not connected to my life, diba? It's just for me to pass my thesis, diba?
So wala silang parang mga quizzes, walang mga...
They have quizzes. We're still under DepEd. We need to give a numerical, but our quizzes, we also format it in a way that we are not just testing for memorization, but also for mastery of skill and comprehension. So laging may question dyan, paano to naapektuhan, paano mo naintindihan tong concept na to at paano to magagamit sa buhay mo?
I think just ang dami kasing points.
Parang ako yung may kailangan ng paradigm shift.
Ikaw ba?
Oo, kasi
masyado ka report card?
Grade conscious kasi siya, G6.
That's true.
Siyempre, ganun din yung
I'm okay with grade. I'm okay with grade consciousness because it's really also the Lord's excellence. Siyempre, ang gusto niya maging excellent tayo.
Exactly,
diba? Pero kasi may mga bata na hindi talaga magaling doon. And if you push them and you push them, sometimes lumilihis ka na sa spiritual gift nila. Diba? Yeah. Na parang akala mo, well, a lot of parents are like that. I don't blame them. It's been, dictated to us for how many years? That the report card is the end all and be all. It will dictate how you will enter UP. Diba? Or it will dictate how you will enter a university. Pero ngayon, at least, nakikita na nila na, okay, meron pa palang ibang side of learning.
Correct.
That I can be good at this and still be smart. Diba? Considered smart and successful.
I think one clarification that we need to emphasize is the point that you mentioned, Teacher Tina, na yung progressive schools are still DepEd curriculum compliant.
Yes, because all the schools in the Philippines, aside from international schools, should be under DepEd. So we have to follow the same thing. It's the approach that's very different.
And one thing I also love about what you said is I remember kasi they're also teaching kids, but it's based on the Bible.
Yeah.
For us Christians, obviously we have the church, we have our
Yes,
pastor
yes,
teaching us.
yes,
We also
yes.
have our family, but it helps that
Yes.
your school is also...
aligned.
Yeah, it's not a Christian school. It's actually marketed as a non-sectarian school. But we had to tell the parents, because I'm a Christian and I'm the directress. It's a private school, so I can implement the Christian values.
Yep.
So in conduct, it's also Christian values, and that's the core belief of the administration, diba? Some parents would come in, they would appreciate it. It's a nice channel also for me it's not really to evangelize, but really to share the word of God to them. Na, okay. Now, whenever we tell our kids, or even our kids are the ones telling their parents. You know, Mom, Teacher Tina told me, the reason why we have rules is God loves us and God wants to protect us. And that's why we have rules.
Right.
So sila pupunta sa amin, sana yun din na sinabi ko sa anak ko, etc. And it encourages it encourages them.
It brings the biblical principles closer kasi very practical.
Yes,
Daily
yes.
life,
And
so
we
education and everything.
honor the Catholics who are here. We also honor those. There are families that are grappling with believing in the Lord. That's okay with us because the Lord loves everybody. A child will ask, "Paano yan, teacher? You're teaching about sex it's a gift of God to married couples, and my parents are not married." Diba? And I say, you know, God is a very loving God, and you just have to talk to your parents. That we discuss this here, diba? And ako happy lang ako that your parents are taking care of you, diba? And it's really a journey.
Right.
And sometimes it's an eye-opener for parents when we start saying that here in school.
Siguro,
Because a lot of kids, they don't live in the church, unlike you do or unlike you do. They don't have that background, and it's for me, it's also very important that the value is Christ-centered also.
For parents who might be watching, Teacher Tina, what's a typical day of the kids in a progressive school?
The routine, yeah. For the preschool, it's not divided into subjects, it's divided into routines. So there's free play for 30 minutes. They get to choose whatever area they want to play in. That's where we see what their strengths are. Because they're always in the reading area. They're always in the manipulative area.
napaprofile na pala.
Napaprofile na namin sila. So, parang magulo, pero napapansin na namin kung anong hiling nila. So after that, there's circle time. The teacher asks them to go to the board. And then there's activity. They eat their snacks here. They brush their teeth, change their clothes. They have downtime, meaning like a 5-minute nap time. They really don't sleep. They just keep quiet. The lights are dimmed. And then there's outdoor play. And then goodbye na. For the grade school, it's divided into subjects already. But what we did was, we divided the classrooms into subjects. So they have an English room, a Filipino room, a math room. It also encourages them to organize their things because they have to transfer. It's like college, diba? They have to transfer to another classroom. Diba? So hindi sila cooped up in one room for the whole day. So they move from one classroom to another. And there's always outdoor play for all the classes until grade 6.
Siguro as we end this, kasi ang dami talagang very informative.
Yeah.
Siguro eye-opening, I'm sure, to a lot of parents.
Yeah.
Siguro po, last message niyo po to the parents, of course, and siguro mga kids who are watching.
For parents, there's no manual when you become a parent, right? What's nice with what's happening right now, ang daming family life and child development specialists that you can go to and ask for advice and counseling. It's very hard to be a parent. We know that we are the channels of the Lord, and it's difficult. Mataas yung bar ni God sa atin when we take care of our children. But when it comes to their schooling, we also always have to remember that every child has a gift. It doesn't have to be cognitive or intelligence in school all the time, but every child has that gift. And I challenge every parent to be the one to figure that out, to help your child figure it out themselves also.
Yes, thank you very much, Teacher Tina. Every child has a gift, a talent, a strength. I'm reminded of a preaching that tells us that we all have talents, we all have gifts, and this becomes a true, beautiful gift, especially if we use it to please God, if you use it for the Lord. And so may you find, as parents and kids, may you indeed help your kids find that gift and use it for the Lord. You are blessed to be a blessing. Puntahan naman po natin ang ating next episode dito po sa Espresso Self.
Mga usaping in, mga paksang trending,
Mga talakayang may kabuluhan.
lifestyle at kulturang sariling atin.
Buhay Pinoy, pag-usapan natin dito sa
Espresso Self! Interesting ang topic natin this episode, Daisley. Alam mo ba, nung bata ako, hindi pa uso yung konsepto ng multiple intelligences. I studied in a traditional type of school na makikinig ka sa teacher, tapos if you have questions, you'll raise your hand to ask. Nung lumalaki na ako, I realized that some people learn better in different ways. May iba na kapag sinusulat nila lahat ng sinasabi, mas natututo sila. Iba naman, dapat visual, dapat may naka-drawing. So I realized that people really have different ways of learning.
Tama yan. Kasi ako pag nag-aaral ako, kailangan nakikita ko yung itsura. Kailangan tinitingnan ko talaga.
So mas visual.
O kaya isusulat ko rin para mas nakikita ko ulit kung ano pa yung kailangan ko matutunan. Tapos, ngayon sa profession ko naman, sa mga kids ko, iba-iba kasi sila. Minsan, very visual sila. Minsan, auditory. So, ang minsan ginagamit ko sa kanila, music. Music tungkol, kunwari sa actions, mga jumping, ganyan. Pwede rin mga music like para sa community helpers. Tapos sobrang nakakatulong yan sa kanila para maalala. And minsan kailangan din ng movement through play. Doon natututo sila kanila habang nagsiswing, binibigyan mo ng puzzles. So iba-iba din talaga ang ways to learn.
Para mas mabilis yung learning, no? I think ang struggle sa current educational system natin, medyo mas rigid, no? Tsaka traditional yung view ng learning. So, mas directed towards science, mathematics, yung output ng learning natin. Kulang sa focus dun sa arts and humanities. Kaya posible na sa ibang bata, mas mahirap matuto at mag-adapt sa mga lessons na tinuturo sa kanila.
Kaya naman malaking tulong ang pagpasok ng progressive schools dito sa ating bansa. These are schools that are more open and employs various learning styles for children. Kaya naman makakasama natin ngayong araw ang isang teacher mula sa NEST, School for Whole Child Development. Let's welcome to Lighthouse Cafe, Miss Abigail Hernandez. Welcome po!
Welcome po!
Sige. First po, can you share your experiences na meron mo kaya ba nagtatrabaho sa NEST School?
So, teacher ako sa NEST School since 2011. Ang hinahandle ko ay grades 1 and 2 Filipino subject.
Tagal na rin.
Although, nag-resign ako for 2.5 years kasi nung nanganak ako, tapos bumalik ulit ako doon sa pagtuturo doon. So, yan.
Okay. So, Miss Abby, we know that NEST School is a progressive school, no? Ano po yung difference niya sa isang traditional school?
So, first, gusto ko sanang mas i-focus yung characteristics ng isang progressive school rather than comparing it with traditional school and saying which is better. Kasi I believe na may kanya-kanyang strengths and weaknesses
May pros and
naman
cons,
yan.
pareho.
Oo, pareho. So, yeah. So, going back to the characteristics of a progressive school. So, a progressive school focuses on experiential learning or learning through experience. So, kami, the teachers provide the learning opportunities or learning experiences para magkaroon ng concrete application yung mga concepts na dinidiscuss namin. So maganda siguro magbigay ako ng example. So, kunwari sa pagtuturo ng division, instead of just saying na ituturo mo lang na 12 divided by 4 equals 3, ang ginagawa sa amin, nagawa ng math teacher namin, nagpagawa siya ng pizza sa students. So, hinati niya ito into 12 slices. So, kunwari 4 yung students. So, ang ginawa niya is dinistribute niya equally yung slices. So, doon, naintindihan ng mga bata na when you divide 12 slices into 4 students, each one will get 3 slices. So,
Practical.
yes, practical. So, mas naiintindihan nila kasi nga, meron silang visual representation and yun nga, may application talaga yung concept. So, mas nagiging memorable sa kanila at mas nagiging meaningful yung learning at mas nagpo-focus nga sa process rather than just saying the product. Parang
The
gano'n.
results.
So, meron talagang complete understanding nga nung paano nag-arrive sa product. Ganun, sa process talaga yung focus. And then, isa pang characteristic ng progressive school ay child-centered ito. So, the activities are based on the students' interests, strengths, or on the issue at hand. So, parang ginagawang mas relevant yung dinidiscuss. Kasi nga nakafocus siya sa interest nga ng bata. So yun, tapos bigyan din ako sa isa pang example. So kunwari yung teaching addition, so instead of just solving it through paper, ganyan, makikita ng bata yung relevance, bakit ko ba ina-aral addition? So ang ginawa ng math teacher namin, pinagbenta niya sila ng lemonade, ganyan, sa school. So makita nila na may silbi pala tong inaaral na. Magagamit ko pala siya sa everyday life. Oo, ganon. So yun nga. So mas nagiging interesting sa kanila yung inaaral. Oo, yung topics. Yan. Tapos, ano pa, developmentally appropriate. So, progressive education focuses nga on understanding the process and is child-centered. It gives emphasis on developing skills which are appropriate for the child's level. So, mas yun nga, mas fino-focus kung ano lang talaga yung dapat matutunan ng bata. At yun nga, mas i-master niya yung process ba nung concept, gano'n.
So, ibig sabihin po sa isang classroom, pwedeng iba-iba yung tinuturo sa bawat student?
Hindi naman, so isang topic lang siya, pero based sa level of ability nung bata. So, dun yung pinagbabasihan ng teacher kung anong activity yung ibibigay sa bata. So, kung mas advanced yung batang to, mas more challenging activities yung ibibigay. So, dito sa mas medyo siguro mas kailangan pa niya ng help. So, yun, gusto magbibigay ng anong tawag doon? Accommodations yung teacher kung para mas maintindihan niya yung lesson. So, yun. So, another characteristic ng isang progressive school is it focuses on the whole child. So, meron kasing 5 domains ang isang tao. So, may cognitive, socio-emotional, language, creative, and physical. So, instead of just focusing on the cognitive, kasi yun yung binibigyan natin ng importance actually sa schools, diba? Yun ang tingin natin pinaka-important. Sa progressive education, mas it aims to develop lahat ng domains
So,
na ito.
equal yung treatment.
Kasi, it tawag dito, yun nga, it considers na lahat ng domains ay of equal importance. So, at saka interrelated ang bawat isa. So, kung kunwari, naglalaro, so play, so ano mo dun yung physical, so yun, syempre, you develop the physical, and then socio-emotional din kasi kahit naglalaro ka, tingin mo naglalaro ka lang, actually nadidevelop yung socio-emotional dun. Pag natalo siya, ganyan, madidevelop yung paano niya i-handle yung emotions niya, interacting with other children, gano'n. Tapos language, so syempre, nade-develop nga rin yung language niya with the words that
niya ba
creativity yun. So, lahat.
Lahat
actually.
talaga.
Cognitive din.
Oo, cognitive yun. Strategies. Ganyan.
Strategy
Paano
sa laro
lalaro.
niya.
Mga ganon. So, yun. So,
ganda.
Kaya, yun nga. Kaya sa progressive education, actually, talaga siya, activity-based. So, in-integrate namin yung activities sa lessons kasi nga, yun nga, we aim nga na develop na lahat ng domains ng bata dahil nga doon sa explanation na yun. And then, lastly, is smaller class size. So, dahil nga child-centered siya, so we aim to know each child's strengths nga and needs. So, kapag mas maliit syempre yung class size, mas mapofocus mo yung bawat isang bata. So, malalaman mo yung strengths niya nga, kung ano nga yung needs niya sa isang concept, kung saan siya nahihirapan, mga ganun. So, yun yung characteristics of progressive school, progressive education.
Napakaganda. Kasi lumaki tayo talagang nakaupo ka lang din, wala kang ginagawa. Kailangan mo lang makinig at tingnan kung ano nasa blackboard para matuto. Tapos may homework ka pa pag uwi mo na hindi mo naiintindihan kung ano nangyari sa buong araw. Pero sa progressive school, dahil play siya na natututo, naalala nila yung experience na nagawa nila sa school mismo. So kahit di nila isipin na, like, pag uwi nila, masaya sila, natuto sila. Pero yung ibang kids na galing sa ibang school, parang napagod pa sila na hindi nila talaga
Although yun nga, sinabi ko
natutunan.
nga, may strength naman din ng traditional. Since it focuses nga on memorization, so yun siguro din talaga yung nabibigyan ng development sa kanila. And other skills din, hindi natin alam.
Discipline siguro.
Yan,
isa pa yun sa traditional
pansin din siguro mapapansin na lang
Depende
natin
nga
na,
din siya.
oo, mas, may nagagamit naman tayong skills from,
Traditional.
Depende rin siya sa
Oo,
kid kung ano
oo,
yung
oo.
mag-work.
Actually, tama ka. In choosing a school, yun nga, it depends on the student's personality, kung saan yung tingin na mag-fit sa kanya. Kung, yun nga, baka nga may isang bata kasi na mas natututo siya ng gano'n, na structured, may
Yes.
bata
Yeah,
naman
oo.
din na natututo na through physical, mga gano'n. So, sa ganitong school naman siya. And actually, it also depends on the parents' goal for the child. So, kung mas gusto ng parent na ganito, di ganitong school, ganitong school.
Critical yung role ng parents din pala
Oo,
sa pag-assess kung ano
yes.
yung klaseng school na okay para sa bata. No?
Can you ask kung ano yung price range ng mga progressive schools ngayon? Kasi dumadami
So, sa
na sila eh.
tanong-tanungan ko, 60 to 100,000 din siya. I think same din siya sa ibang
Traditional
schools. Yes, kahit sa
schools,
traditional
oo.
schools. Oo.
Okay. Siguro, at this point, we just want to ask you, no, ano ba yung message na pwede natin ibigay sa mga parents natin, sa viewers natin? Especially, di ba, yung gantong decision, very important kasi you're talking about the foundations of the child. Siguro, in choosing a
Dadalhin niya
school
to eh.
and a program siguro that fits their child. Ano ba yung mga points na dapat i-consider?
Yun nga. So, gaya na sabi ko, choosing of schools depends on what we think is best for our child. So, yun nga, itingnan natin kung sa tingin natin na mas matututo yung bata, kung saang setting, at kung ano nga yung goal nga natin sa bata. Kasi may iba rin kasing schools, parang ang feature nila, makakapasa yung anak mo sa ganitong science high school pag dito ka. So may ganun, so kung may ganung goal yung parents, so doon mo siya ipapasok. So yun nga, it also depends on the goal nga nung parents sa anak nila. Pero ang maganda nga lang, ang dapat yung tandaan ng parents ay dapat maging united siguro sila sa pag-decide. Kasi syempre, kung magkaiba sila ng gusto, yung daddy and mommy, syempre, di ba, may hirapan din yung anak kasi parang magkaiba sila ng magiging approach eh. So, kung united sila sa goal din nila, yung gusto nila para sa anak nila, so, magiging united din sila sa pagtulong sa kung paano ma-develop yung anak nila, ganon. So, iyan.
Okay. Napakaganda. Kasi ako naman sa therapy centers, nabanggit ka sa intro natin kanina, naggumagamit din kami ng play activities for learning. Kasi sila, hindi nila kaya ng visual lang, pakitawan ng picture, hindi naman nila agad matatandaan. So, kailangan may movement sila, na kaya may play area talaga kami, na doon sila natututo talaga. Kaya hindi lang, sobrang based talaga sa experience talaga dapat ng bawat students for them to grow and learn.
Yeah, actually, that's what I like dun sa concept ng progressive schools. Hindi lang siya katulad ng traditional schools na focus lang sa lecture. So parang experience talaga. And I like the fact that we focus on the process. Hindi lang yung results, diba? Kasi parang pag traditional, minsan, medyo mas focused na lang tayo dun sa results without an actual appreciation of the practicality of
paano nag-arrive
Puro grades na lang.
Plus, ina-appropriate din sa bata, di ba? Depende sa capability ng bata or saang way ba siya mas matututo.
Oo nga. With the same goal na parehas sila ng
Yeah,
lesson.
of course.
Galing.
At saka yun nga, in focusing on the process, may life skills ka rin matututunan dyan eh. Parang yung sa, tawag dito, yung sa example ko kanina, yung sa pizza, matututo rin dun yung bata ng critical thinking, problem solving, ganyan. So, iyon. Yung mga iba-ibang skills pa matututunan.
We learned a lot today, no?
Yes.
Thank you, Miss Abby, for the things that you shared to us.
Thank you rin.
At ngayon naman, alamin natin ang mga praktikal at napapanahon na katuruan mula sa Biblia. Listen to Bishop Ruben Abante in Hebrews.
Welcome sa ating Hebrews. Ito ang segment sa Lighthouse Cafe na naglalayon na bigyang daan ang salita ng Diyos, kung anong tinuturo nito, kung anong mga prinsipyo at katotohanan. At base sa mga pinag-usapan po natin, ay maunawaan natin ang pagkilos ng ating Diyos. Kung kaya nga po ang tawag ay Hebrews. Okay, ang pinag-usapan po natin ay tungkol sa mga mental stress. at kung paanong tayo, lalo na mga kabataan, kung paanong sila'y makakakope sa mga mental stress sa ating kapaligiran. Alam nyo, ngayon po talagang matindi ang stress sa kaisipan. Kung kaya nga, maraming mga kabataan ngayon ang gulong-gulo sa kanilang buhay. Gulong-gulo sa dapat nilang ikilos. Hindi mo maintindihan kung saan sila lulugar. Well, naunawaan po natin sapagkat ang banal na kasulatan ay nagtuturo sa atin kung ano ang kalalagyan ng taong wala kay Kristo. Doon po sa 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verses 3 to 4, ay ito ang sinasabi at sinusulat ni Apostol Pablo. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world, now that's not referring to our living and true God, it's referring to the small g, the God of this world, and none other than the devil himself. Ang sabi, that the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them that believe not. Alam niyo po, minsan ang iniisip natin, ang pagkabulag ay physical na mata lang. Subalit ang sinasabi naman ng kasulatan ay ito, mayroong pagkabulag ng kaisipan. Okay? Ang pagkabulag po ng kaisipan ay nagdudulot ng pagkabulag sa moralidad, sa bagay ng kung ano ang tama, kung sa bagay ng anong mabuti at masama. Kung kaya nga, ang taong wala kay Kristo o nasa labas ng pananampalataya kay Kristo, iba po ang hatak ng kung ano ang magaling sa kanila. Kung kaya nga't kinakailangan natin maunawaan ang katotohanan ng salita ng Diyos. The Lord Jesus Christ said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Maliban na ang tao'y mabuksan ang kanyang kaisipan sa bagay na si Kristo ang katotohanan, ay kukunin po natin ang katotohanan ng mundo. At alam nyo sa mundo, iba-iba po ang katotohanan. Palaging ang fake, palaging false. Pati ang daan, iba ang daan po natin. Okay? At iba ang buhay, akala natin dito ang buhay kung kaya nakamasaya. Pero iba po ang buhay na kay Kristo. Yun po, doon nagsisimula ang dapat nating pagtingin sa kung ano ang sinasabi ng banal na kasulatan. Ang sinasabi po ng ating Panginoon ay kung ating matanggap, at ating makita ang katotohanan, then tayo po ay magiging at liberty. Tayo magiging free. Meron tayong kalayaan mula sa bagay na ito. So how do we cope with mental stress? Well, palagi po ang mental stress ay yung bang kaisipan na wala kang pag-asa. Kaya po si Kristo ang ating tinuturo. Sabi sa banal na kasulatan, siya ang ating pag-asa. And when you have the Lord Jesus Christ in you, you believe Him. At tumanggap ka kay Kristo at inako natin na tayo makasalanan at siya lamang ang maaaring magligtas sa atin mula sa kapahamakan at magbigay ng totoong pag-asa, even beyond the grave, ay magsisimula po tayo ng maayos na kaisipan. Ang sabi po doon sa Philippians chapter 4 and verses 6 to 8, be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplications, with thanksgiving let your requests be made known unto God. So we can therefore by way of our faith in Christ call upon the name of the Lord. At ang sabi, and the peace of God which passeth all understanding shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. And then Paul goes to say, finally, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. That's the time na tayo po'y makaka-cope sa stress. Pagpalain kayo ng Panginoon.
according to the World Health Organization, close to 800,000 people die due to suicide every year, Daislin. 800,000 yan And subalit, hindi pa kasama rito ang bilang ng mga nag-a-attempt mag-suicide araw-araw. Nakakalungkot man, pero karamihan sa mga ito ay mga kabataan.
Totoo yan, Erica. Lalo pat nakakarinig tayo sa mga balita ng mga suicide stories from college students. Ang mga kabataan na to, akala mo buhay na buhay, punong-puno ng sigla, ng pag-asa, tapos biglang titigil na nila yung buhay nila dahil sa kabigatan ng kanilang mga dinadalang mga problema.
Totoo yan. And sobrang nakakalungkot talaga. Kaya tamang-tama naman na sa pagpasok po ng bagong school year ay tatalakayin natin ang topic ng mental health with the resident psychologist and pastor as well, Pastor June Sombiluna. So welcome back po to Lighthouse Cafe,
Welcome
Pastor
po.
June.
Thank you for inviting
Magandang
me.
araw po. Yan.
Araw din.
Yan. Thank you rin po sa inyong grace po ulit ng aming show. And yun nga po, ang topic natin ngayon ay very serious and at the same time po very timely sa atin na
yes.
ito nga po ay mental health. So, ang una po naming question is, ano nga po ba yung karaniwang concerns po talaga ng mga kabataan ngayon?
Well, sa pag-minister ko sa mga youth natin, generally, ang alam ko na isa sa mga concern ng mga kabataan natin ay yung tinatawag nating yung kanilang belonging or sabi natin barkada.
Opo.
Okay. Iba yung idea na they would like to be in a group, to be accepted.
Na mag-click po sila sa ibang tao.
But specifically, since pinag-uusapan natin yung mga students, pagdating naman sa mga estudyante, ang pinakamalaking concern talaga nila yung academics na tinatawag.
Opo.
So, ibig sabihin, malaki ang factor ng academics sa buhay ng mga estudyante na alam natin na in the past few years, ay na-highlight nga yung mga suicide na nangyayari sa mga college natin dito sa ating bansa. So, ibig sabihin yan ay malaking bagay ito na dapat tingnan ng mga schools natin, ng mga parents natin. Kasi minsan ang mga kabataan natin, yung mga estudyante natin, ay sometimes hindi sila yung naturuan ba na magsabi o mag-open up pagdating sa problema nila kasi maraming mga suicide na mga nangyari sa mga kabataan na days before, hours before na bago nila ginawa yung suicide, wala kang mapapansin sa kanila. Parang okay
Very
lang
normal
sila.
lang
Very
po.
normal, yes. So, very normal sila. But
Nagunan
yun pala,
nila
deep inside them, nandun na pala yun. And sometimes ay hindi nakikita kaagad yun.
And usually po, kung mag-open up man sila sa friends, hindi sa parents, dahil yun nga, nag-open, parang nasanay po sila na yung parents, ang sinasabi lang nila, mga good news, gano'n, dahil siguro nga po natatakot.
Oo nga, dapat kasi merong tinatawag natin mga formal, yung kasi mga pagsasabi sa mga barkada, mga informal yan
Yes,
no?
oo.
So, well, kasi dito sa ating bansa, pag nagsabi ka ng ganun kasi may stigma yan para bang sinasabi nila na, yun nga, ang tingin sa'yo, may problema ka sa pag-iisip kapag nagsasabi ka ng ganun sa mga professionals sa formal setting ng pagsasabi natin ng mga problema. So, may stigma ng ganun. So, yan pa isang bagay na siguro ay dapat na ma-educate natin yung ating public pagdating sa bagay na yan. Kasi, kahit sa mga schools ngayon, wala silang ganung mga programs. Kaya nga, mayroong isang bill ngayon, yung House Bill 6768 na nagbibigay sa mga universities and colleges ng mga batas na kung saan dapat daw sa isang university, dapat at least mayroong 3 psychiatrists at mga mental health workers.
Oo nga po, kasi
Dapat
parang
talaga
nagpo-focus
daw.
lang tayo sa health,
Yes.
but not yung emotional health
Oo,
ng tao.
wala. Yun yung kailangan. Ano po ba ang dahilan ng mental stress or depression ng mga kabataan ngayon?
So usually, sa mga estudyante, malaking factor talaga yung academics, sabi ko kanina.
Opo.
Para kasi yung kanilang tinatawag na desire, na mag-excel sa kanilang
Maging proud
course.
ng
Higher
mga
Then,
grades.
yes, yung
Mga honor, maging
gusto
honor.
nila na balang araw yung kanilang pinag-aralan ay, of course, alam natin na kapag natapos nila yon, to be the source of their income. Ano? So kapag bumagsak sila ngayon, anong mangyayari sa
gumuho
kanila?
lahat ng gusto nilang
Oo,
mangyari.
oo. At saka siyempre yung isa pang factor ay kung anong sasabihin ng parents ko kapag ako'y bumagsak. Ganyan, o ako ay bumalik ulit sa ano ko, sa year ko, ganon. So, ibig sabihin, yun ang isang bagay na napaka-stressful sa mga estudyante na maisip yun. Kasi yung expectations, no, sa kanila. Okay? Expectation ng school, expectation ng mga parents at mga tao sa paligid nila. Malaki factor yun. Kaya ang mga kabataan ay talagang meron silang stressful na pamumuhay pagdating sa school, sa college, sa universities.
Ano po ba yung parang turning point or meron po bang turning point para maisip na nila na sige ngayon na?
Or parang
Ayoko
trigger na ano.
Opo, para ma-trigger sila na ito na yun, huli na to.
Meron ako isang alam na nangyari na nagpakamatay sa isang prestigious university natin na
Sa Philippines
actually
po.
dito. Yung course na kanyang kinuha ay hindi niya gusto. Okay. So ipinilit lang sa kanya ng magulang niya.
Mahirap.
So pinilit niya ng pinilit na sundin yung magulang niya. Hanggang sa dumating sa punto na kung saan actually graduating na siya. Graduating na siya. At but sabi niya, hindi ko na kaya. Ayaw ko na. So, eventually, yun ang kanyang ginawa. Nagpakamatay siya. Ayun. And then, may isa pa akong nalaman na isang high school naman na kung saan ay gumawa siya ng paper niya. Tapos, ang nangyari ay he was confronted by his professor na mayroong certain plagiarism sa kanyang ginawa. So, para siya mabigyan ng penalty, ang ginawa sa kanya, nagkaroon ng public apology, gumawa siya ng sulat, and then, parang public shaming ang ginawa sa school kasi practice daw nila yon sa school.
Nako.
Ayun, after that, hours after, nagpakamatay na yung bata. Hindi niya matanggap yung nangyari sa kanya na pinahiya siya. Yung ganun. So, minsan, ang hirap, mahirap i-determine kung yun na nga yung araw o oras na magpapakamatay yung tao.
Depende.
Oo, depende na rin sa siguro.
Pero ano po ba talaga yung parang nagiging problema po kung bakit hindi po nakakapag-cope ang isang tao sa mga ganitong situation, sa mga ganitong pressures? Meron po bang mga specific na dahilan?
Ang coping mechanism kasi minsan ng tao iba-iba Okay. Ibig sabihin ay para sa isa halimbawa may situation na okay lang sa kanya, no? Kaya niyang harapin. May iba naman na kaparehong sitwasyon pero sa isa hindi niya kayang harapin at nahihirapan siyang i-cope up yung problema o yung stress na dala ng situation na yon. Okay. So, ibig sabihin niya na kailangan ng mga estudyante natin makita ang iba't ibang mga aspekto kung paano mag-cope up sa problema.
Kumbaga
Kasi
parang
minsan,
kailangan
iba,
po nilang mahanap kung alin yung
kasi iba, ang alam lang nila, halimbawa, may mga coping mechanism yung tinatawag na avoidance, na tinatawag, okay, na kung saan, umiinom lang sila para ma-avoid yung problema. Ganon. Tapos, yung iba naman, ang ginagawa ay yung pagkain, doon yung kanilang coping mechanism nila.
Kain na kain. Depressed ka ba?
Yung iba naman ay yung kanilang coping mechanism, minsan ay music, ganyan. Kapag stress sila, music, exercise, ganyan yung iba. Yung iba naman, taking control of the situation. Ito yung medyo nakakaintindi na, na alam ko stress ako, I need to take control of myself, I need to do something about this, So, gumagawa sila ng mga paraan. So, sabi nga ng isa, nung dumating sa punto ko na napaka-stressful na yung aking school life, sabi niya, I need to manage my time. I need to manage myself. I need to be responsible sa lahat ng aking ginagawa para hindi ako ma-stress sa lahat ng ginagawa ko. No?
Kumbaga magbe-break po
Yes,
muna.
lalo na yung test anxiety na tinatawag. No?
Ano po yung test?
Yung bago mag-test, bago mag-final, nandun.
Parang
napakatindi ng stress
kabado
dyan.
po.
Oo. So, ang advice dyan, siyempre, dapat mag-aral ka ng mabuti. Oo. O kaya advance yung pag-aaral mo. May iba nga, ang ina-advise ka dyan, magkaroon ng parang i-test mo ang sarili mo bago yung pinaka-test talaga para maalaman mo kung kaya mo nga o hindi yung stress ng test na gano'n. So maraming mga ganun mga kabataan na hindi nila alam kung paano gagawin yan. So sometimes because of that pagdating sa stress sa test na yon lalong nahihirapan sila dahil the day before stress na sila. So na dapat talaga relax sila.
So, paano nga po ba sila makakapag-cope? Kung may mga iba po, nabanggit niyo po, iba may kaya nila i-control, paano naman po yung ibang nahihirapan po talaga? Or yung una nilang
or
dapat
hindi nila
gawin?
alam na leading to that na pala.
Actually, may mga advice na pwedeng gawin yung mga experts natin. Halimbawa, yung tulad ng mga balanced diet, gano'n. Isang factor pala yun. Ina-advise na huwag mag-take ng caffeine. Pagdating sa mga test, huwag daw muna kasi
nagpapalpit.
And then, siyempre dapat daw, may exercise talaga. No? Dahil ang exercise, nakakatanggal ng stress sa katawan yan. Ayun. And then, of course, yung iba ay talagang yung habit nila na kailangan ay paghandaan nila yung exam, pagdaan nila yung test, o anumang project yan, o anumang mga requirements ng school. Beforehand, ang ginagawa na, minamaris talaga nila yun, yung gano'n. Kaya lang minsan kasi, ang mga kabataan, ay mayroong mga extracurricular kasi. Kaya, siyempre, kapag mayroong
dumadami ang trabaho,
may gagawin nila. Napapabayaan yung iba. Pababayaan yung pinaka-importante, which is their study. So, siguro, kailangan ng mga estudyante na tingnan ano bang pinaka-priority nila. So, and then, learn something how to manage that. Ma-manage mo dapat yan. Kasi kung hindi, ay talaga mahirapan ka. At
Patong-patong
it will create a stressful environment sa'yo. Instead of enjoying o kaya learning from school, nagiging stressful ang school para sa'yo.
And ibabalance na lang po talaga. So Pastor Joe, nabanggit nyo na nga po yung some tips na pwede nilang gawin. Any final na kahit po biblical principles that you can share with our audience when it comes to coping?
Okay. Palagi ko sinasabi na ang mga manampalataya ay meron silang mas magandang paraan of coping. Okay. For example, of course, yung mga ministry na ginagawa natin, ay para sa akin, some way of coping mechanism yan eh. Yung music, malaking bagay, malaking factor yan. Pero siguro, ang isang bagay, para maintindihan ng mga kabataan, yung idea, the Bible is full of advice, pagdating sa mga bagay na yan. For example, sa Matthew 11:29-30, ang sabi ng ating Panginoon, "Come unto me, ye that labor and heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Because napaka-restless na mga tao na under ng stress parang wala silang kapahingahan. So the Lord is inviting them to come to them. And then of course, the idea na anything that happens to us, kaya natin 'yon. May sinabi sa 1 Corinthians 10:13 na there hath no temptation taking you, but such is common to man. So, but God is faithful. He will not allow you to be tempted above that you are able. So yung tamang mindset na kaya ko to, okay? Kaya ko tong gawin. And then of course, sa atin alam natin yan na we need to cast our burden to the Lord. Sabi sa 1 Peter 5:7, cast your burden, di ba? Sa kanya, for the Lord cares for us.
Yan, napakaganda. Daisy na masasabi mo.
Speechless po ako kasi napakabigat po nitong pinag-usapan po natin. Napakalawak po. At gustuhin man po natin na mapag-usapan pa lalo na kung anong pwede natin gawin para sa kanila. Sa susunod na lang po yan.
May part 2 pa din.
Pero maraming salamat po sa pag-share po ng knowledge. mental
Thank you so
stress and
much.
depression.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for the
po, Pastor
opportunity.
Ju. And siguro ang lagi nga kasing nakakalimutan natin, or lalo na ng mga kabataan specifically, is yung sinabi ni Pastor June na isipin natin na kaya natin to by God's grace and we have God who we can come to. So yan. Kaya po para pa sa mga karagdagan pa impormasyon para sa kalusugan, abangan niyo po kami muli sa susunod na linggo dito lang sa Health Talks!
Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagtangkilik at makikipagbahagi sa amin sa episode na ito ng Lighthouse Cafe.
At we would like to thank our ministry partners. Special thanks to 4 Gospel Catering Services and to Lighthouse Blooms for our creative onset decor. Thank you also to Miami Cakes for our cupcakes and onset and our special tokens.
At para naman po sa mga on-the-go na palaging naka-mobile, you can easily catch our latest episodes through our YouTube channel. Hanapin niyo lamang po ang Lighthouse Bible Baptist Church channel and the GCTV YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe.
Yes, Erica, and you can also watch the latest shows via our GCTV mobile app and the Lighthouse Bible Baptist Church mobile app. You can download these via App Store and Google Play Store.
And of course, we would love to hear your feedback. You can send your comments and feedback via our official Facebook page. Hanapin niyo lamang po ang Lighthouse Cafe, or you can send us a message and write us an email at goodtalks@lighthousecafetv.com. And of course, huwag niyo pong kakalimutan manood ng The Pulpit tomorrow, same time here on GCTV Channel 185.
And so be with us again next week as the Lighthouse Media Ministry and Lighthouse Bible Baptist Church brings to you another episode of the Lighthouse Cafe,
Where good talks happen.